I trained her. I trained her. I trained her, John, and I will say that on camera. And so, by the power vested in me, I pronounce us man and wife.
The Red Pill, the gift that keeps on giving. Have you ever wondered what happens when one of these wannabe Andrew Tate fake alpha males gets married? Well, you're in for a treat. Probably my favorite Red Pillar, Donovan Sharp, got married to his longtime girlfriend, and it is quite possibly my favorite piece of content ever produced on the internet. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Donovan Sharp, here are a few of his highlight reel takes.
Hey, you want to pay the car note?
Nah, I've got a headache. I'm tired. I'm not in the mood.
What? How can you be too tired to pay the bills?
You were too tired to have sex, so why can't I be too tired to pay the bills?
That's different. We need the bills to get paid.
Right, and I need sex from you.
I'm going to the bathroom.
All right.
What the?
I told you I don't commit to women who take their phones into the bathroom.
Ladies, don't pretend you've never texted an ex in the bathroom.
Or swipe for sausage on Tinder while in the shower.
Or God knows what else you don't want your man to find
I'm
out
off to
about.
work. How do I look?
Looking good, hot stuff.
Okay, I'm off to work. I'll see you when I get home.
Hey, I'm home.
Pardon my language here, baby, but
What the f*** is going on here? What you just witnessed was the sloppy work seconds.
So your woman looks and smells her best for her boss and her coworkers.
But as soon as she gets home, she looks like she rolled out of bed?
And then
This guy's an unapologetic member of the Red Pill, or Manosphere, which to me sounds more like a fun gay nightclub than a group of men with mommy issues, but I digress. A group best described as Who Hurt You and popularized by Fresh and Fit, Sneeko, Andrew Tate, and Rollo Tomasi. Mainly they talk about dating and how the modern woman is evil. They're sort of like feminism but for men. Instead of blue-haired and shaved armpits, they have cheap suits, tight shirts, and rented Lamborghinis. Now, how does Donovan Sharp fit in? Well, he's basically the creepy cousin of the Red Pill who everyone's reluctantly inviting to the family reunion. His takes on modern dating sound like a 12-year-old's who just got dumped for the first time, and hidden fantasies of being a cuckold.
Every time I do a response video on somebody, there's always somebody, oh, he's in the chat, he wants to debate you. Duh, bruh, get in line, man. Like, dude, you're worth $3 million, man. Like, I'm a nobody. Go bother somebody else. Let me respond in peace. I'm beating no goddamn body.
Facts. The reason why this guy doesn't want to debate me is because he's an actual cuckold. I have confirmed video footage of him begging his girlfriend to get by 20 dudes right in front of him, and he loved it the whole time. And you know what? I love that for him. I don't even judge him on that. I think it's beautiful that he loves watching his woman get railed by 30 different dudes at the same time. That's a beautiful thing. I'm glad for him that he loves it. Not mine.
The wedding starts off with the camera view being upside down. You can't make this shit up. You would think that someone who's been streaming for years might have had this figured out by now, but the production quality is a direct reflection of how messed up this wedding is. First on the docket, we have the vows. You know, where two loved ones share their cherished thoughts and feelings about one another in an adorable fashion. Well, not for these two.
Welcome to our wedding. This is going to be a very sort of informal thing. There is no, what do they call it? An officiant?
Pastor.
Yeah, I'm the officiant. Okay? I'm the officiant and I run this. So we're going to exchange vows. She's got a few words for me. I've got some words for her. And then I will, by the power vested in me, Donovan Sharp, she's my wife. It's been a hell of a ride. And the way we met was very unorthodox. Our relationship is very unorthodox. You're wearing a wedding ring now because, well, there you go. You've been wearing it for 7.5 years. But, like I said, I bring out the best in you. But you make me happy. You really do. I was happy before you. And if you and I decide to part ways for whatever reason, I'll be happy without you. But I'm very, very glad to have someone like you in my life. I've been successful in many ventures in my life, and I've never really had someone like you. I really haven't. I'm glad that I made you into the woman you are today, and I'm glad that you continue to hold that standard.
Yup, that's right. He just said he brings out the best in her and made her. Donovan takes the time to explain he was fine before her and will be fine when she's gone. So romantic. And his wife just sits there, smiles, and takes it. Any normal girl would already be running out the door. Things are starting to feel more like a hostage situation than a wedding. But I guess that's what happens when you get married in front of a crowd who looks like they're there to pitch their new NFT project. So the vows are done. It's time to party. Nope. It's time for the Q&A. Not to brag, but I've been to a few weddings myself, and I guess I just missed this part of those weddings.
Okay, so now that we're officially married, I guess we'll take questions from the audience. We're going to do 10 minutes of questions, then we're going to be listed off by ABC, and then they're going to grill us. What the is going on here?
If you thought the vows were wild, wait until you see what they talk about in the Q&A. They proceed to get questions from all three of his fans and a few fellow creepy streamers. Now keep in mind, this isn't even a real wedding. He officiated the damn thing himself. But yet, they still felt the need to drag everyone into this room that looks like it's set up for timeshare pitches just to tell his wife that he'd be fine without her. Now enter Just Pearly Things. You know, the girl who thinks that other women shouldn't vote. Let's see her insightful question.
How many girlfriends did you have to cut off to make the relationship work? Were there any?
Oh, yes, there were.
Yeah, quite a few. And honestly, like, it really, I just don't even talk about it. I don't try to tell people about my personal life.
Not anymore.
Look at the pride in this guy's voice. He is so proud that she cut off quite a few of her friends. Listen, I understand sometimes in a relationship, a girl could have a toxic friend or two, but that's never something to celebrate. And it seems like it was most of her friends. This is a bright red flag to any sane human out there. And Donovan is right there like, yup, that's right. He is super pumped up that she lost all of her friends just to be in a relationship with this man. Now here is where we reach ultimate cringe in this wedding. They spend a portion of the wedding having Donovan explain how he has trained his wife and how it's so important to make sure that she's well trained.
Yes, I trained her. I trained her, John, and I will say that on camera. And when people scoff at that, they say, well, she's not a pet. I'm sorry. What do companies do when they hire new employees? They train people, right? So you mean to tell me, as a woman, you don't want a man to train you, but you're willing to go to another location, you're going to let another man tell you how to dress, when to show up, when to leave, when to take a piss, when to go to lunch, when to come back from lunch, but you can't do that for your man? Right? Like, that's oppressive, that's toxic, and that's abusive, and that's controlling? No. If a woman is on your program, then she can stick around. If she's not, she's literally fucking gone. That's the
This
mindset
whole
that
thing
you
just
have.
has to be satire, like their entire persona. I am finally convinced, because there is no way a woman would put up with this and then show it to the public. I understand that employers do control a fair bit of people's lives, but this is just assuming that he's the employer and she's the employee in this relationship. A more accurate metaphor would be that, like, if you go into a partnership starting a business with somebody and then that partner tells you when you can use the bathroom, like, that would not fly. And keep in mind, he doesn't have normal rules. He has rules like she's not allowed to bring her phone into the bathroom with her because she might cheat. It's not like, hey babe, can you be in charge of the dishes in the house and I'll be the one who takes care of the lawn? Nope.
What was the most difficult bad habit to get out of?
Oh, the most difficult bad habit to get out of her? Oh my god.
That was.
Wait, there were so many.
Now, after they go over how well Donovan has trained his wife, they continue to dedicate 7 minutes of this 27-minute stream to discussing the bride's bad habits. 7 whole fucking minutes at her own wedding. At this point, it feels like we are in full-blown hostage mode. Donovan has her family in his basement, tied up, and if she doesn't go along with this whole thing, they are done for. What's even the point of this wedding if he's just going to shit on his soon-to-be wife the entire time? It's not a legally binding wedding, so presumably it's just to have a fun time, and this seems about as fun as getting a prostate exam while doing your taxes.
And it's my hope to show that, showing respect and submission, so to speak, it's a superpower.
Yes, it is.
Because not only do you have what you want out of the situation working for you, you've got him, leading the charge. So if you're both on the same page and you're going forward and you know how to treat one another, I think is most important. Younger women today, and even I've seen women, my age,
Oh, yeah.
they just don't know how to act. And if you talk to them about that, hey, I was talking to this person, he made a joke, I touched his arm, my boyfriend got upset, we had to leave. Oh my God, why? Well, the reason why we had to leave is because if we didn't, I would have completely forgotten about it and would have done it again and again and again and again.
So what she's talking about is this was early on in the relationship where at bowling league, and we won that league by the way, we're at bowling league, Devin had a feeler, right? And we were all just kind of joking around, and Devin hits him on the arm, right? I said, grab your shit, we're leaving now. It was a one-sided conversation, and how many times has she done that since? Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Those are the kinds of behaviors and mentalities that are being legislated out of men.
You heard it here first. Submission is a superpower. And this is the biggest problem with this red pill nonsense. They use the absolute most loaded words to degrade women as best as possible. There's nothing wrong with working together and doing things for your partner that they like because you respect them. But framing it in a way that your partner is actually just your submissive is intentionally demeaning. No guy I've ever met who some may describe as alpha would ever talk like this. Normally, those guys are like the most chill because they don't feel slighted because their girl doesn't follow their every command like a well-trained dog. You can tell Donovan is a little man and he needs to feel big. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Is this normal relationship activity? I'd love to hear in the comment section your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for hearing me out.